So doing film reviews is something that I wanted to get back into for a long time. It's something that I want to really delve into this year, and I just haven't had the time. I've been so caught up in doing reactions. I think from this point onwards, because I feel like this is a good point to start onwards, I'm going to try and get reviews done for every new film that I see. We'll see. Don't hold me to that, but we'll see. Yeah, I thought it'd be a very good one to start with Joker, because this was my second most anticipated film of the year, just under El Camino, the Breaking Bad film, which, as of recording this, comes out in around 3-4 days. But with Joker going into it, it's very different because all I've heard is good things. And I was actually kind of late to the party. This film came out on Friday. As of recording this, it is Monday, and I've watched this film around 9 hours ago, and it's been on my mind ever since. Just nine hours straight of just thinking of Joker. And even before that, all I was thinking about was Joker, because all I heard on Twitter, Instagram, and everywhere else was Joker. So yeah, naturally I went into the film very excited. One thing that I knew I was going to get either way, if I enjoyed the film or not, was Joaquin Phoenix doing an incredible job, because that's, again, all you hear is how great he is and he's Oscar worthy and all that. And I knew I was going to like him acting. I knew was going to be a treat anyway, and oh, it was a treat, that's for sure. But would I enjoy the actual film or not? I was cautious. Joker is my favourite comic book character of all time. I think he's incredible. One of my favourite villains of all time, and definitely my favourite comic book character of all time. So I was cautious, and well, yeah, I loved it. I pretty much adore this film. Everything about it just worked so well for me. It was it's what I said it on Instagram, and I'll just say it again here, but it's one of those, and it's very rare with film for me where I feel like this, but thinking that every single scene in the film is considered my favourite scene of the film. Every scene of this film is my favourite scene. I was really waiting for a film this year to come out where I was like, that is the definitive film of the year for me, because at the moment it was kind of a mix up between Booksmart, I thought, and then Toy Story 4 was kind of up there as well. There's been a lot of really good films this year, but they were up there, but I was kind of watching them, I was like, they're good, they were both enjoyable, especially Booksmart, but they weren't my definitive film of the year. They were just kind of holding that place at that point at the moment. I was waiting for that film to come around, and I think this is it. Depending on how El Camino is, if that will top Joker or not, I don't know. Like I say, that's not out yet, but this is my definitive film of the year at the moment, and it's going to be tricky to knock it off the top, that's for sure. Again, as I said on Twitter, believe the hype. Like, Joaquin Phoenix is incredible as Joker. He's just so good from the first scene all the way to the last. He completely just dominates the screen when he's on it, and it's one of those as well where I feel like that's where I'm like, every scene is as good as the scene before or after, because every scene he's in is 10 out of 10, and he's in every scene of the film. So it's just a masterpiece all the way through, and he really does carry it on his shoulders, because this is one of those films where, yeah, the script and the storyline is good, like, there's no doubt about that, it is good, but if you gave it to a different actor, I just really don't think it would have worked half as well as it did. Like, he carries this film. That's not to say there aren't other really great aspects to the film, like the music, the score is incredible. I can't wait to get that on vinyl or something. It's going to be beautiful. There's especially the main theme you hear throughout the film. That is the one where I'm like, that theme, you know that theme. But yeah, whenever that came on in a scene, I was just engaged. I was like, okay, it was so creepy and eerie and kind of sad as well. It's just something sad about like listening to it, but it was very well done. So the music was wonderful. The cinematography was beautiful. I loved that. This in and of itself is just a masterpiece, I would say. It is art. It is straight up art, is what I could say about this. I loved it from start to finish. I really did. Kind of the beats Arthur Fleck goes through to becoming Joker is just great to see on screen. Like I say, Joaquin Phoenix, just every single scene, he's kind of, laughing, but you can see it's so like weird to say, but like every time he's laughing, doing that Joker laugh, the iconic Joker laugh, iconic in his own like different take on it, but you can hear the pain as well. You can see the pain on his face every time he's doing it, and you feel really bad for this guy. And it's kind of, you're watching the film and you're like, I feel bad for this guy, but I know he's Joker, and I know I can't side with the things he does, but I feel bad for him though. Feeling bad for him, and you feeling bad that you feel bad about him as a character. But you can't help it. That's why Joaquin Phoenix does such a great job, because he makes you feel like that. It's a 5 out of 5 for me without a doubt. It's my film of the year, and if Joaquin Phoenix doesn't at least get nominated for this, I'll be very, very surprised. Go and see the film. Believe the hype. It's just fantastic. Spoiler. We're going to get into spoilers now, so if you haven't seen the film, dip out from this point. But yeah, the first scene where I realised that I was in love with this film was, here we go, was when he killed those 3 guys on the train. As soon as he did that, I was enjoying the film up to that point, don't get me wrong, but the moment I fell in love with it was after that, and he kind of ran away to the bathroom stall, and he started dancing to that theme that I was talking about. Oh my god, that scene was so well done. He had like blood on his face and everything. He was doing these slow, it's very slow, and that was the moment I'd fallen in love with it. I just knew from that point. I was like, I teared up around 4 times in this film. 4 times I think in total, especially towards the end. And, you know, then kind of having that, I didn't want to talk about it too much in the non-spoiler part, just in case people didn't know this, but the Bruce Wayne kind of being in the film as well. I'm glad they didn't go too heavy-handed with it. It's like he was in the film. He's obviously a lot younger than we're used to with this kind of Joker-Batman dynamic. He was in it, and they kind of teased at the whole sense of if Joker and Batman were related, like they could be related. You didn't know. Obviously, it turned out that they weren't, which I wouldn't have been too fussed either way, because I think they did go down the road if they were related. I think that would have been a ballsy move. I wouldn't have minded that, if I'm honest. It would have been very different, something we're not used to, and obviously a lot of DC fans would have been upset by the idea of it, I'm sure. But people are going to be upset either way. Just go down the storyline that, you know, seems the most fun and interesting to do. But they didn't go down that road. They teased it, and then it wasn't the case. Which again, I'm fine with that. I actually kind of I really loved all the storyline of kind of learning about his mother, who wasn't actually his mother. She was just crazy and invented this entire huge lie about him, which I didn't see coming. I didn't see that coming at all. And then he ends up obviously killing his mum because of it, or his mum, suffocating her, and when he's just kind of like, my life's just a fucking comedy. He's there like suffocating her with the pillow. Really, really great scene, and you felt really bad for him as well when he's just kind of reading about his mum. And he's just laughing and crying at the same time, which is kind of what I was saying, when he's laughing, but you can see the pain in his face as well. I thought that was a really powerful scene, and again, just kind of added on you, making you feel bad for him, and you knew he was kind of building up, you were just waiting for that moment where he switched and went off. I guess you kind of say that was in the train moment, but I felt like the bit where he full on switched for me was where he turned into Joker and he killed the other clown as well. I felt like every death in this film was unexpected, apart from that clown one. Not that that's bad, it's just I think it was building up to it where he locked the door, you saw him lock the door, and he had scissors in his back pocket, so you knew he was about to do something, and then that kill where he just slashes the other clown and starts bashing his head against the wall. That was brutal. That was very brutal. I didn't expect the film to be, I'm like kind of a two sides with this, the violence in this film. I didn't expect it to be as brutal as it was, but then you hear all this stuff about it's the most gory film of all time and all that shit, and you kind of watch it and you're like, no. I've got about 50 other films on these shelves alone that are more gory than Joker, but I was still surprised by the violence for sure, because he had that bit where he's like bashing his head against the wall, and obviously the bit at the end when he shot Robert De Niro's character, which again it was just more unexpected than anything, because obviously we get the bit where he shoots Robert De Niro's character at the end, but the whole time you kind of led to believe that he's going to shoot himself on live telly and kind of leave this huge statement of, you know, I killed those 3 guys on the train, do your riots, and then he kind of shoots himself, but he didn't. He ended up shooting the presenter, which, I mean, fair play. So that, again, was really, that whole scene as well, where it's building up to shooting him, and he's just going overboard with the acting. Not overboard in a bad way, but he's just going in, like all these little moments that you could see in his eyes and his hand, everything. It's just so well done. And I loved the bit as well before he comes out and he's doing his weird little dance again, and you got those 2 people to his left and they're just kind of backing away from him like, oh, what's about to happen? You knew at that point it was getting towards the end of the film, so you were waiting for that big moment with the, not big moment, because it was never kind of like that throughout the film anyway. It was, you know, there's no real action in this film. You didn't need it at all. You didn't need the action or anything like that, which I'm sort of sure some people will be disappointed by again. But no, I love that there was no real action in this, so you're kind of waiting for that big moment, and that was the big moment of the film. Saying that though, that's another scene that was kind of like amazing, one of my favorite scenes of the film. But then my, again, other real favorite scene of the film was after he's, you know, done that killing and he's been arrested by the cops and the ambulance crashes into him to kind of save him, and it's one of his supporters with the clown mask on kind of takes him, carries him out of the police car, puts him on top of it, and then he stands up and everyone's like cheering his name. And I thought it was kind of funny, like in his head he saw people cheering and chanting his name, maybe as him in a comedy club and he's telling these jokes and everyone starts cheering or whatever. It was never the case, it was more just to do with chaos, and now everyone's cheering his name because he's started all these riots and stuff like that. He's coughing up blood and he just smears it and makes the smile here, not that exact smile, but he kind of makes that iconic Joker smile with blood. Oh, that bit, full on. I was full on in tears. Not because it was sad. Obviously, it wasn't sad. It was just so beautiful to watch. I was just like, the music and everything was just going in, and the acting and I don't know, the way it made me feel. Because I'm so attached to this character. It's the only comic book character that I'm like really kind of attached to. It's so nice to see him just doing that. It's the smile and everything. I love the makeup as well. I thought the makeup for Joker in this film was great. And yeah, there's so many scenes I can just recall back on. The fact as well that his girlfriend he just kind of imagined throughout the entire film, she was never actually real. I thought that was really well done. And I kind of thought that through, at one point in the film where after he's killed those three guys and he goes to her house and just kind of kisses her as he goes in, and then obviously you're led to believe that they have sex or whatever. That moment I was like, that's kind of in his head. I thought everything after that was real, like them going on the dates and her being there for him when his mum was dying. I thought all that was real. I just felt that like that one bit was a dream in his head, and it turned out the whole thing was just a dream. None of it really happened, which I thought was very interesting. So I was kind of like half right. I was like, the sex bit, that was a dream for sure. But then everything else I didn't really catch on until they revealed it. It kind of shows the two scenes again, but it shows him with her, but then cuts to what it was actually like, and it's just him stood by himself the entire time. Wonderful, wonderful scenes and moments. I feel from start to finish, it was just scene by scene was just 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. So yeah, I really adore this film so much. I'm seeing it again tomorrow. So there we go, there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I know I'm not going to be the most, the best at these reviews because it's the first one I've done in a long time. Unless you count my reviews at the end of reactions, I don't know. But that's very much fresh in my mind, and it's not really film, it's just kind of TV episodes, so very different. But I do want to start doing film reviews more often, so we'll do the El Camino Breaking Bad film, and I don't expect these to do very well in reviews or anything like that. I just enjoy talking about film, and as I said at the start, I feel like Joker was a very good one to start with. So yeah, there we go, guys. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of Joker down below in the comments. 5 out of 5 for me. Until next time.